Uh-oh. Can't get him. No!
He was safe at first.
No!
Well, Angel Hernandez blew the call, and the infield being back should have cost him the game. It didn't.
Umpire accuracy has frustrated baseball fans for years now.
Has the MLB cracked the code on umpire inefficiency? Is the future of baseball in danger of losing what makes the sport great?
Well, before we get to the content, this is a brand new YouTube channel, so leave a like and subscribe because we are passionate in bringing you the latest in MLB analysis. And if you haven't already, turn on those notifications because we're giving away 10 copies of MLB The Show 2025 over the next couple of videos. And as a matter of fact, I want to announce the first winner to our video at Hogzilla401. Thank you so much for the support over Mike's channel, on this channel. Hope you enjoy the game. And again, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications for your chance to get the game as well. Now that that's out of the way, let's get right into it.
Umpiring in Major League Baseball is a demanding role. An average MLB umpire will work 162 games over the course of a season, which breaks down into 3 to 4 games per week. For a position that demands the ultimate focus and accuracy from pitch to pitch, this demanding schedule and travel does not do them any favors and gives one an easy excuse for why they may be missing so many calls over the course of a season. MLB umpires are required to make split-second decisions on pitches that can reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour and can even break over 60 inches on its way to the plate. Despite their expertise, umpires are not perfect. The popular Umpire Auditor X account posted about the number and severity of tracked missed calls in the 2024 regular season. Somehow, there was an astonishing 27,336 missed calls by umpires, 1,637 of which resulted in a strikeout. Even the best MLB umpires will miss over 10 pitches per game, while the least accurate umpires will be missing more than 15 pitches per game on average. While these numbers may seem concerning, it is important to recognize the overall accuracy rate. According to data analyzed by Umpire Scorecards, the average accuracy for umpires in 2024 was around 93.5%. However, that still means nearly 7% of all calls are incorrect. Now, to put this into perspective, it isn't all bad for the league. Year after year, the accuracy of MLB umpires does seem to be improving. In 2008, the overall umpire accuracy was just 84%. And over the past 3 seasons, umpire accuracy has risen at a nearly identical rate of 0.37, 0.33, and 0.35% respectively. But at the end of the day, even a single missed call can alter an at-bat, shift momentum, or change the outcome of a game, even shift the outcome of a team's entire season.
In right field, Tarasco going back to the track, to the wall. And what happens here? He contends that a fan reaches up and touches it. But Richie Garcia says no, it's a home run.
One of the most famous blown calls happened in Game 1 of the 1996 ALCS between the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees. The Orioles were clinging to a 4-3 lead when Derek Jeter stepped to the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, 5 outs away from an Orioles win. Jeter hit a deep fly ball to right field, but Tony Tarasco, the Orioles right fielder, with his back to the wall, appeared to have room to make the catch. He never got that chance though, because Jeffrey Mayer, a 12-year-old Yankees fan, reached over the wall in an attempt to catch the ball and take home a souvenir. The ball ended up bouncing off his hands and into the stands for a home run. And despite Tarasco and O's manager Davey Johnson's fiery protests, the umpires upheld the home run call. And with MLB home run replay not introduced until 2008, there was no way to overturn the errored call. The Yankees would go on to win the game in extra innings, and then the series in 5 games, on the way to their first World Series crown since 1978. But if that one call would have been made correctly, the Orioles retained their 4-3 lead late in the game, giving them a chance to steal a game from the Yanks in the Bronx and potentially swing the entire series in their favor, making the strong argument that this one errored call changed the outcome of an entire series and of a team's season. Another call that directly affected a player in specific was on June 2nd, 2010. Tiger starter Armando Galarraga was dominating against against the Cleveland Indians. He pitched 8 2/3 perfect innings, and as he sought the final out of the game and the rarest of MLB feats, a perfect game, and not only that, what would have been the only 28 out, full pitched, complete perfect game, he induced a weak grounder from Cleveland's Jason Donald. Galarraga rushed to cover first base, and he and the ball beat Donald to the bag. But first base umpire Jim Joyce incorrectly ruled Donald safe, much to the disbelief of Galarraga and the Detroit crowd. Now, Joyce later apologized, saying he had missed the call.
I just called a guy safe in his perfect game, and he had a smile on his face.
And Galarraga was gracious in forgiving this mistake.
I don't see any war. I don't see anything.
But had the play happened a few years later, in 2014, after the introduction of expanded replay in baseball, Galarraga would have had his perfect game. Unofficially, he has the sport's only 28 out perfect game. But of course, that's not how record books work. These are just a few of many examples where missed calls have had ripple effects on teams, players, and their seasons. Over the course of a season, these moments add up. For instance, in 2023, the San Francisco Giants missed out on a wild card spot by just 5 games. Data from Umpire scorecards suggests that they were on the wrong end of 16 game-altering calls that season. While it is impossible to say definitely, it's hard not to wonder if better officiating could have made the difference. Now, officiating errors are not unique to the MLB. The NFL and the NBA have consistently come into the microscope for errored calls. NFL fans recently have had to deal with what seems to be a league preference to the Kansas City Chiefs. With almost every game, there is seemingly one-sided calls favoring the Chiefs. The Chiefs were called for an average of 5.4 penalties per game in 2024, the fewest of all 32 teams. An apparent constant favoritism to the Mahomes show and the Taylor Swift machine that the NFL clearly wants to keep in the spotlights. After all, the NFL, just like the NBA and the MLB, is an entertainment company above all. And more views, more rich storylines means more money for the league. Why would you want 2 small market teams playing in the big game when you can have a dynasty-rich Chiefs team with one of the biggest celebrities in the world supporting them and bringing her fan base attention to the games as well?
We're going to pretend that it's not scripted for the Chiefs. Taylor Swift comes on board, all
Holy
the
shit.
attention.
My God.
You got Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes.
Let me hold on a second. Is there a tinfoil hat somewhere in the bus?
All season and playoffs, there have been countless calls and no calls that went the Chiefs' way. Many in one-possession games that helped change the potential outcome in their favor. One of the most blatant referee favoritism moments came during the AFC Championship game against the Buffalo Bills. Mahomes throws up a contested deep ball to Xavier Worthy. Worthy and the Bills defender both go up for the ball, and both seem to be fighting for its possession as they go down to the ground. Anyone could make an argument that it was an interception and Worthy did not have control. But let's go past that for a moment. Even if you say Worthy had more possession than the defender as they hit the ground, the replay clearly shows the ball itself touching the ground, which should have made this play's outcome at the very least an incomplete pass, resulting in a 4th down punt from the Chiefs. Instead, the refs called this a catch by Worthy and set up the Chiefs within the 5-yard line. On the very next play, the Chiefs would go on to score a touchdown. And this is in a game that ended with the Chiefs narrowly winning by 32-29. Now, the NBA has had its own issues. In 2007, Tim Donaghy, a former referee, was accused of betting on the very games he officiated, an allegation that Donaghy admitted was true. NBA players themselves have been vocal about bad calls, many being fined for how outspoken they've been about the lack of consistency amongst refs and the calls they're making. The personal involvement that refs may have with players, like the notorious beef between ref Scott Foster and future Hall of Famer Chris Paul. In response to these concerns, Major League Baseball has been proactive in exploring technological solutions to aid umpires. One such innovation is the Automated Ball Strike System, or ABS, commonly referred to as robot umpires. This technology uses advanced cameras and algorithms to determine the precise location of pitches, providing real-time feedback on ball and strike calls. Full ABS is what many refer to as robot umps, a system in which the home plate umpires are not making ball and strike decisions on their own, but rather immediately relaying the Hawkeye system's determination of ball or strike, which they receive via an earpiece. Since 2002, full ABS has been in use at the AAA level, showing remarkable accuracy with a success rate of over 99%. Additionally, MLB MLB has experienced with a hybrid ABS challenge system. The challenge system is akin to what is used in tennis. Umpires make the ball and strike calls, and pitchers, catchers, and batters have the ability to make an appeal to the ABS system. The challenge system has been in place at most venues in the Florida State League since 2002. More recently at AAA Charlotte as well. Each team gets 3 challenges per game, with successful challenges retained for future use in the game. And since teams retain their challenges if they are correct, there can be more than 3 per team. That happened in a game between the AAA Sugarland Space Cowboys and Albuquerque Isotopes. And yes, those are the real team names. As Josh Sukan pointed out, we had a whopping 13 ball and strike ABS challenges tonight. You start with 3 and only use them if you're wrong. Sugarland was 6 for 7 on challenges. The Isotopes were 4 of 6 on challenges, including a ball 4 that was overturned to strike 3 to end an inning. The system was very fast, around 5 to 10 seconds for each challenge. The video board here at Constellation Field showed the location. All the players turned around to see for themselves the precise location. Only 1 hitter used the challenge, the other 12 were by pitcher and catcher. So as with tennis, the challenge system operates quickly. The umpire, equipped with an earpiece, can immediately relay Hawkeye's read of the pitch. If the facility's technology permits, as it certainly would at the major league level, the Hawkeye view can be shown to the fans in attendance via the big video board. And of course, to fans watching the broadcast at home as well. Baseball, of course, has a long history of differences of opinion on balls and strikes between its umpires, its players, managers, and coaches. In a game earlier this year, Phillies' Kyle Schwarber had a particularly epic meltdown when home plate umpire Angel Hernandez rung him up with a called strike on a pitch that was outside the zone. Every time an obvious mistake like that occurs, there is a chorus of folks calling for robot umpires now. But it seems that for every proponent of the bots, there is someone else who wants baseball's so-called human element to be retained. The ABS challenge system could be a happy medium between the two worlds. It provides an avenue by which glaring calls in big situations can be challenged without totally removing the nuances that many inside the game still respect and wish to retain. This system introduces a layer of accountability while preserving the traditional role of umpires. It's a middle ground that appeases both traditionalists and advocates for change. For the league, this represents a significant investment in technology and infrastructure, but it also sends a clear message. The MLB is committed to improving the game's integrity. Commissioner Rob Manfred has stated, "Our goal is to provide the most accurate and fair officiating possible, while maintaining the human element that makes baseball unique." Umpires will need to adapt to working alongside technology, and there will inevitably be growing pains as the system is refined. But the potential benefits, greater accuracy, fewer controversies, and increased fan trust are undeniable. As with any major change, the ABS challenge system has its pros and cons. On the positive side, it ensures increased accuracy for balls and strikes, reducing the impact of human error. It also adds a layer of accountability, as umpires' calls can be challenged and reviewed. For fans and players alike, this means fewer moments of frustration and a greater sense that the outcomes are fair. However, there are concerns. Critics argue that relying too heavily on technology could diminish the human element that makes baseball so unique. The art of pitch farming, for example, a skill that catchers have honed for decades, a skill that many catchers are highly valued for, could become obsolete, diminishing the value a catcher offers and the contracts they can attract. And for many, the occasional bad call is part of the game's charm, a reminder that baseball, like life, isn't perfect. These are concerns MLB will need to answer as it considers rolling out the ABS challenge system league-wide. As of right now, the MLB plans to roll out the ABS system for the 2025 spring training, as MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred confirmed at a recent owners meeting, quoted as saying, "I think we will have a spring training ABS test that will provide a meaningful opportunity for all major league players to see what the challenge system will look like. It won't be in every single ballpark, but we actually have a plan where every team will get meaningful exposure." Manfred added that the long-term goal is to attempt to have an ABS system in place before the 2026 MLB season. That, however, would necessitate reaching an agreement with the umpires union, and the current collective bargaining agreement between MLB and the Major League Baseball Umpires Association expires on December first. So the timing does work from the league standpoint. Baseball is a game steeped in tradition, but it's also a game that evolves. The introduction of the ABS system represents a pivotal moment in that evolution, a chance to strike the perfect balance between tradition and innovation. What do you think? Are robot umpires the future, or should we stick with the human element that makes baseball so special? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more in-depth baseball content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.